So I am crowned as Ageless Beauty Queen 2024. I got it when I was 52, and a few days ago I became 53. The professor told me I broke the school record. Even though initially they said you're stupid, you can't really understand what I'm saying in English.
But something that shocked me when you spoke to me was your father tried to kill you at the age of 12.
So all my life, until he died.
All your life? Okay, all right.
But I realized I have to talk about it. In order to make the better life for next generation, I don't want people to suffer like this.
Aki, thank you very much for joining me on Success Matters. You've got a lovely sash on today, Miss Generation and the tiara. What is Miss Generation and what was your award for?
Hey, I'm Sanjay. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk about my projects and also promoting this Miss Generation, which is a beauty pageant in UK. This pageant is open for women aged 25 to 55. So I am crowned as Ageless Beauty Queen 2024. I got it when I was 52, and a few days ago I became 53. So the amazingness of this beauty pageant is that they don't care about age, size, and facial feature, even disability. So I have invisible disability. I'm vision impaired. And I have a little bit like arthritis, so I can't walk elegantly. So on the stage, we are supposed to be walking elegantly, but I was like limping, but they don't care. As a result, they don't care. So I'm crowned as the Ageless Beauty Queen. So this pageant is very unusual, not like a Mrs. Universe or Miss World, because those pageants usually care about facial features and great CVs. They don't. They more looking at the entire package of each woman, how much they got the confidence, elegance, and some kind of purpose. They're not looking for just beautiful doll, which is very, I'm resonated with the concept. I'm very excited to be representing this Miss Generation because I totally agree with the concept. So they set up this pageant to empower women, inspire women. So then it's a kind of support and activity. So then 2025 entries already opened. So I want all ladies to apply to this Miss Generation. So the website is www.missgeneration.com. I really, especially when I encourage older women up to age 50, 55, apply to this because it can be life-changing experience, especially for people who haven't got the confidence. So please apply.
Okay. Okay, that's great. And is it open to anyone from around the world? Is it open to just people in the UK?
Yes. When I attended, there are people coming from India or Italy just to join this stage, the pageant. So as soon as the gala is over, they go back to their own country. Australia, Italy, definitely. Italy, India. So anybody can apply from all over the world. And then so I did, I got 2 crowns. I'm Japanese, so I did represent Japan for this beauty pageant. So I have won Best National Costume, so I was wearing Japanese costumes. So it was so much fun, the women wearing the national costume with pride.
Right. That's brilliant. Thank you for that. So if we rewind a bit on your life story, you were telling me that you grew up in quite a wealthy background, but basically things have happened and there's no wealth left anymore for you to lean on. But something that shocked me when you spoke to me was your father tried to kill you at the age of 12.
So all my life until he died.
All your life. Okay. All right. Why was he trying to kill you?
So my life story is quite amazing. It's like a tragedy story. When I was young, I hated it. I was suicidal. But as I get older, I realize this is the source of treasures, not tragedy, treasures, because that experience made me strong. So what happened was I was born into the wealthy or renowned family. Everybody knows our family. We are one of the richest family in that region called Tokushima. We own the 55 lands and some properties. And my father was very good at doing stocks. And he was born 1917 or 18. Back those days, not many people gone to university, but he went to top university, specialized in mathematics. So he was very good at the stocks and stuff. So he accumulated wealth, and he's got lots of respect. He was close to prime minister and those important people. But the thing is, people didn't know was that he's totally mentally broken down. After war, he went to Korean War, and he did participate second World War Second. And so he was, by the time he was born, he was crying about it every single day. And he maintained the lifestyle as if it were. It's like when we see the tragic Hollywood film, the situation is World War II, same, and gone crazy. So it's very difficult to explain what happened because he's mentally crazy. So every night, almost, he act like a war, bombs came. So we have to turn off the lights all the time. And then he started panic. He trying to kill us, destroying everything, panic. And the following morning, he doesn't remember what happened. So that happened all the time until he died when I was almost 16. So then not only nighttime too, sometimes he lost consciousness and he trying to kill me, my mom, with a knife. And then I've been kidnapped by him all the time. And then I didn't have much luxury to go to school constantly. So I still can't understand some subject as a result. I did study by myself. I'm self-made. Even that, something like that, I have a master in different country, and I got distinction. And even like for bachelor, when I studied film studies in order to study English in this country, the professor told me I broken the school record. Even though initially they said, you're stupid, you can't really understand what I'm saying in English.
Yes.
So yes, I believe in hard work. I do.
Yeah.
I believe in nothing is given. Even like I'm coming from this wealthy family, and all the wealth was taken away because my mother also got mentally ill after having so much violence every single day. All the her bones, everything's broken down. That's what's English? Sorry, broken by the violence and hittings and kickings.
So your father was violent towards your mother as well?
As well. Yes.
Okay, right.
Yes.
So I suppose in today's world, we would say that he had post-traumatic stress disorder, right?
Exactly. Acute version.
Then a very acute version from having fought in the war.
He was taking medication, psychiatric medication, but didn't help.
Right.
He needed psychotherapy. But back those days, 1960s, 50s, 60s, 70s,
yes,
psychotherapy was not that popular as now. More psychiatric treatment was a prevail, but psychiatric treatment is only giving the medication without knowing what causing it. So the side effect of the medication, what I noticed was like he lost the consciousness while driving. So he's driving, but he's taking the medication, and he forgot when he's driving. So his eyes open, but keeps driving. And then I was always pushing, Mom, Dad, would they wake up? You're driving. So that's a side effect. So I didn't believe that psychiatric treatment because of how I grown up with. And as time passed, I decided to be psychotherapist. I've been reading psychology since I was I can't remember, 8, 9 years old. I was always figuring out why my parents acted like that, especially my father, trying to find a reason. Then But I was scared to work as a psychotherapist for a long time because I have a kind of stigma in a way.
Right.
It's not stigma. I didn't want to repeat the same thing as I experienced before. I chosen the profession to make the world better and to make myself better as well. But then I gave a shot to be psychotherapist.
Mm-hmm.
So then, and I saw.
We'll come back to that, Aki. Let's just have a because your father is fine. So once your father passed away, I suppose there's a couple of things I want to explore here. One is within the Japanese culture, right? And certainly within the Indian culture, these sorts of things are often kept hidden. It's kind of within the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I never talk about it until this year. I kept pretending I'm like coming from the nice families. When I don't talk about it, people think, actually, you have a full of energy. You must be coming from a really good family with a loving parent. So I always not really acting, but hiding the story. But I realized I have to talk about it. We have to talk about it, things like, in order to make the better life for next generation. I don't have kids, but I'm very mindful for the next generation and another generation. I'm very passionate about it because I don't want people to suffer like this. Then
and as you say, it's actually, it could be seen as a tragic, but actually it's a treasure, right?
Absolutely.
Having that different perception is very important.
Yeah, because I have a confidence I can help those people. Because as a psychotherapist, I met so many victims of domestic violence or abusive husband, father, mother, sister, brothers. I met so many. But as a psychotherapist, I was so limited to help those people. Because, I was a psychotherapist, but it's amazing, but it doesn't resonate with my personal value. I believe in the more action, power. I believe in the power of joy, laughter, and making fun together. But psychotherapy is more about healings, understanding the structures, the past memory, to be more logical. And that's also important. But at the same time, what made me stronger is not only that. What actually helped me to just realize I have a fun. Look forward to the future by thinking about going holidays or buying new clothes, getting a new makeup. That actually helped me. But of course, it's important to understand some basic stuff. I'm not encouraging myself, other people, to escapism. That's the fine line. Escapism, everything's fine, like master of arts. If it's too much, it's bad. If it's a little bit, it's fantastic. It's like putting a spice in a curry. So making a really good taste, right? So I believe in that. But as a psychotherapist, I've been always monitored by CQC and then both, and so much the monetary, what's the English? Monetary organizations, and then so I couldn't do what I what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I had a big
so before you became a psychotherapist and that, what was it actually that brought you to London in the first place? Because you live in London now, right?
26. So I did trying to do my best in Japan in a given situation, but my mother was so much dependent on me. She's damaged by the violence for 16 years constantly. So everybody have a different capacity, right? I'm so gifted. I have very strong character. I don't know where this is coming from. So then I'm much stronger than my mother in some way. But my mother had a more different skill, which I don't have. So we are a team together. So she was very good at making money. She was earning like £3 million worth of Japanese every year. But she's mentally crazy, same as my father. My father's a prominent guy, but mentally crazy. But mentally, I'm strong. So we did, she always said, we are a team. You're going to help me mentally. You're going to condition my mental side, and I'm making money for you. But then she gone crazy too much, and then eventually this happened. So, but then she relied on too much. She called me like 55 times every day, night and day.
Right.
Whatever she feel, and everything was my fault. This is a typical story. It's called, the Cinderella complex. I don't know if you know the terms. The mother doesn't want her daughter to be more beautiful, successful.
Right.
So it's not their intention because they are not happy. So they blocked the daughter's happiness, success. So that happened to me. So I just trying to talk through with her, but she's crazy. So in the end, I gave up. And then my friends, everybody said, run away. She's destroying your life. And then I came here to run away. This is a kind of first time talking about it. But that's the truth.
It's an amazing story, and for someone who's been through so much, the fact that you're still smiling about it, and you're looking at it as something that's given you treasure and strength.
Yes, this is my belief. It's so human instinct. We can complain about forever. It's so easy. Anybody, kids, babies, can professional for complaining, but finding the beauty and positivity is the real, how do I say? Without it, we can't make it. We can't make our life better, never mind and trying to make other people happy. No, we have to make ourselves happy before thinking about helping other people. How? After having the hard life. Talking about it, crying and complaining doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
But the psychotherapy encourages people to talk about crying, and that's not resonate with my belief. Then eventually I left it after 8 years, and I'm carrying on believing what I believe. But before coming to this point, I had even I'm strong, but I had a depression for 8 years after my mom died, because my mom messed up all life. Not only my life, she had a big company, 100 people working for her, and eventually she didn't pay. I don't know where the money gone, but she had a boyfriend who had an addiction on gambling.
Right.
This guy stolen all the money, and eventually this company didn't have money to pay for it. And then the company was on the front page of local newspaper, and people come to me to pay. I'm nothing to do with it. So, and then I had so much depression. So I spent 7-8 years without doing anything, curling up, not talk about it, not even seeing people so much. But now
were you in London at the time?
Yes,
depression, or were you? Right. Yes. Okay. So you were far away from any support network. You were here in London, and people were chasing you for money that you didn't have to give them.
Well, I did pay a little bit. I did. I had some of my personal savings. Mm-hmm. So I used that savings to pay a little bit, but not enough because it's a massive debts, the coming them. So, so 7-8 years I've been here, UK. That's good. If I was in Japan, I don't think I can cope with that pressure from other people. But then, here, but again, I was depressed, silenced. I'm always maintaining a smile on the surface, even at the time. So people didn't notice what I'm going through. Yeah. So,
I mean, a lot of people are like that, right? What you see, it's not necessarily what they're feeling inside and how they're feeling. So you were suffering this depression. You were also studying, right? So you did your
before
degree. Before you got depression, but you did your psychotherapy course. When was that? Kind of just straight after you did your film studies?
I can't remember. 20 years ago, I think.
Okay.
So I studied English in university, and because I hated the English school, so boring, and then decided, okay, I'm gonna study English by using film. Because I love classic film, I love Audrey Hepburn, I love Ingrid Bergman, so I decided to study English that way, because I never done that way in Japan. Because in Japan, nobody speak English. But then I thought if I learn those sophisticated English, I could use it here in UK everyday basis. So I decided it was initially I thought it's a fantastic idea, and it was very difficult. I keep failing for the essay first time, and the professor even told me, dare to speak to me. I could go back to Japan. You're not gonna make it. You don't even understand what I'm talking about. But in the end, he apologized me because I broke in the school record, and then I went to master in psychoanalysis because one of the tutors for film studies was psychoanalyst.
Right.
So she said to me, Aki, I think you're very good at psychoanalysis, writing about psychoanalysis in terms of film studies. So she said I should apply, but that not the university, different university. So I was looking for psychological studies and I got the place. That's Goldsmiths College, University of London.
Yeah.
I also got the place in UCL, but anthropology. I love anthropology too.
Okay.
But then I chosen psychoanalysis somewhat, no reason. So So
Well, maybe because you'd been analyzing your parents, as you said, you'd been reading about psychology from quite a young age, right? So maybe that was the natural path for you to follow. And having had such a upbringing, it's easy to start analyzing, right, and being very analytical about these things.
Yes, maybe so. But I'm always interested in the culture, collective culture. India has a caste. India has a ornery killing, right? Honor killing. Yeah. The daughter, if the daughter didn't listen to the father, she's going to be killed. Yeah. So I've been reading about it too. But to me, those are connected. So after I got the master, I got distinction for the Goldsmiths psychoanalytic studies, and then people said, "You're very good at it. Why don't you become psychotherapist?" I wasn't thinking about it because back those days, my mother kept saying, "Don't get work." She didn't want me to be successful. She blocked me to get a job. She didn't really like me going to university as well. We had a big fight all the time until she died. So then, so I listened to those people around me, and then decided, I'm going to be psychotherapist. Then I went to Regent University to study psychotherapy, and then got a job in the MIND, national organization, charity called MIND. And then I did work for a private clinic in city, and I did have my own practice for a short time.
Right.
But then,
all as a psychotherapist.
Yeah, all the psychotherapist and counseling.
Right. Okay. So, all right. And then what you left that because, as you say, you felt that the
not dishonest. But the trigger was when my mom died with this tragedy. Catastrophe. It's like going with the wind in the kind of everything smashed and going to be that kind of stuff. I just thought, even I'm strong, it really crushed me so hard.
Right.
So hard, it's too much. I survived all those experiences since I was born. But the more I, carry on doing the overcome this, and then eventually like this, I can't do this anymore. So but I'm glad I'm now back. So now
back.
So that's why I left psychotherapy.
Okay, and so now you're working on a new project. Tell me what that project is all about.
Yes. So I've been thinking about it in my heart for 20 years, but those things are going on, so I never really took the action to make it start. So now I'm ready. So I'm trying to set up beauty academy for older women who's got invisible disability and childhood issues like myself, abuse and neglect.
Right.
Because as we get older, we assume we forget. In general, it's getting more consolidated if they haven't sorted out some issues before. But usually people like English people say, put things under the carpet and getting on with the life, and then let's see if times help. But usually no, especially childhood abuse issues. And so I want to help those women in my own way, not psychotherapeutic. And that's, put them in a position what I believe. What I believe is to share the power of laughter, joy, fun, making fun, and dressing up. I might be regarded as a traditionalist and sexist. Maybe not that resonate with current trends. Nowadays things going move to genderless. Everything's equal. But I'm 53, so maybe I'm allowed to follow my way. I believe in this way. Women should be women, men should be men. It's not about the right or wrong. That if the people believe in my value, then I want to work with them. If the people don't believe my value, I just want them to lead me with a little bit of respect, as much as I respect them. Because I'm not saying I'm the better than other people. I believe all the values are respected, should be respected. Because, well, one should have all kind of elements. If all the walls and, painted with a monochrome, only one color or two colors, that's disaster. So then that's my point of view, my standing point. So my project is to let them to realize that their femininity once again. Because beauty is a good tool for women to be successful. But doesn't mean that, I'm not saying that women should use sexuality to get a promotion or something, not that shady way, not like that. But it's for our confidence, our self-esteem. When we wear makeup, when we wear nice clothes, nice hair, somewhat we're happy. Maybe traditional men don't understand. Maybe some men would understand. I don't know, because I never the other side. But I saw those women. I did try to experiment by helping women that way. It does work 100%. And myself too. So then, instead of letting them talk about the pains and then focus on only words or behavior, I want to combine this, technique, the makeup and the hairs and dress, and plus manner, how to move like a princessy, elegant. And then once they realize, they are still attractive, regardless they are 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, they have more power within. That's women's power. And then they might have the more resilient power to start again.
So if I understand this correctly, Aki, what you're saying is you want their inner beauty to shine through. And so makeup and hair and clothes shouldn't necessarily be a mask, which is maybe how some women use it. Back to what we said earlier, right? You said that some people may have a smile on their face, but inside they're broken. You want to heal them internally so the inner beauty shines through. Is that a fair interpretation?
Yes, it's a good point you're saying that, because my beauty academy is not only about surface. Of course, mindset program is a core. Other stuff in hair makeup is the sub-module. Without proper mindset, the wearing makeup is just only a mask, as you say. And then, like I did before too. No. We have to I want to do the right way. The first mindset, trying to heal themselves, not the way like psychotherapy counseling went, not the way. That they have to accept whatever it is. But then maybe they need a psychotherapy for somewhere else, but not to my project. Because I'm not that Superman. I can't deal with all kind of elements. What I can do is only tiny bit. Like everything else, when you build up the house, you need the builders, you need the plumbers, you need the transit. You can't really ask one person to sort it out, everything.
Yes.
So my part is to help them to cope with their life with a joy, happiness. I can remind them that life is not bad. As long as you're positive and fun, you have a space to enjoy femininity and dressing up. It's a part of the femininity, isn't it?
So your academy will bring all of the different skills together to help the women, right? As you take your example of building something, you have the builders, the plumbers, the electricians, etc. The same way of helping these women to overcome whatever trauma they had, to help with their disabilities, to bring that inner beauty out. You'll have a team of people around you to help to do that.
Exactly. we should help those people to laugh whatever out, because laughter is a power. I believe in that. And then, the femininity dressing up so fun. Honestly, it's like I'm visualizing how those women flourish on, like with the nice dress and the high heel, even they got the pain. That's about as much as they want after having a good mindset.
Yes.
I think it's not many people doing it. So
that's great. And so, when are you? Because I know we've spoken about this as an idea that you have conceptually. What's your target for setting up this academy?
You mean the time-wise?
Yes, time-wise.
Time-wise, well, I started doing the project only a few months ago. Not even a few months ago, couple of months ago. And I started talking about it in the media, on the stage. And like yourself, some people already saying, I want to help. And so at the moment, I'm in a stage of talking about it, trying to get attention from media, and hopefully it lead to sponsors and spokesmen, spokeswomen, celebrity. Yeah. I need the spokespeople because I got this Japanese accent and I'm not good at speaking.
You're very good at speaking and your accent isn't that strong. So,
no, it is strong. So because I want those marginalized women into the mainstream, not to be the side track. Because so many charities around in this country, like thousands. And that's amazing. But my idea is to let those marginalized women, to be on the limelight. And then I want them to enjoy like luxury. Because this project is after all luxury. I'm not trying to give them bare minimum support to be survive. Life is not about surviving, being better than whatever they can be. So I lost my truck.
That's okay, Aki.
I lose myself in my big thoughts.
But based on, so as you know, this is called Success Matters. So I'm assuming your beauty academy is going to be core to what you do. But if we fast forward, I don't know, 5 years from now, what will success look like for you?
Ideally, I want to start it next year by summertime, or at least Christmas time next year. Yeah, probably next year. The earliest.
So on the assumption that it's up and running by Christmas next year, so by the end of 2025, and so if we fast forward to then 2030, and you look back, what would you say has been the success of the Beauty Academy? What would you say success looks like for you at that point?
Success is to reduce the population of women suffering like that.
Right.
For me.
Okay.
Because to me, this project is my child. I'm childless, 55. Not even 53. I'm so young. So I'm so passionate not to create another horrible, the suffering people. It's so heartbreaking every time I see the people suffering.
Right.
And that's success. See the people nobody would recover properly, but that they should have the strength to cope with whatever is suffering, and then pass on the positivity to other people. And on the way, what we're doing, I'm hoping to spread kindness, compassion, and then educate them not to judge on the surface. As an invisible disability person like myself, the issue is different. When we are disabled, we get the manner, like politeness. Would you like to sit down? Would you like that? Even they don't mean, I don't know how much they really care about disabled people, but they are trained to give up the seats. Whatever. But the invisible disability is different. We are often, if not all the time, we are regarded as a liar, drama queen, or drama king, or exaggerating. That's very insulting and humiliating. So we need to spread this basic education, not to judge, and listen. Don't impose what you think we should be. I've been treated that way 1,000,000,000 times. I'm so annoyed by this. And I can imagine the 1,000 people, million people suffering the same way. It's so hard when we are struggling with disability issue. We also have to deal with those inconsiderate, judging people. That's hard work. So I think we need to do something about it.
I fully understand it. I mean, yours is a visual impairment, and I was recently talking to a relative of mine who has recently had to have a stoma bag put on. So, you wouldn't know looking at her that she's got this, right? But the amount of attention and care she needs to give, it's really important. And of course, she needs to have access to disabled facilities, disabled toilets, and that sort of thing to be able to
I can imagine.
Clean the bag and what have you. So, but people don't know. You can't see it. So,
it sucks. That's why we need more power of noise and normal people. More we have suffering, we need more fun, I think.
Yes. No, that's a really good point. So, I have a tradition in my podcast that I've borrowed from another podcast series, which is quite famous. Which is I ask a question for you from a previous guest. So my previous guest asked, what in your view is the world's biggest problem? And if you had all the power in the world, what would you do about it?
So I can do one by one. Give me the second question later. So what I think the real problem is people pay attention negativity far too much. Because it's a human instinct. When there are problems, we tend to think about this, losing the perspective. I think this is a problem. So more we focus on negativity, the negativity is increased, expanded.
Okay.
So let's say even politics, what's happening in Gaza, it's horrible. But nobody, is it, maybe I'm idealist. I'm just thinking if, those people really angry, those people then killing people, somewhat shifting anger, trying to something, into positivity, maybe not the politics, but,
maybe politics is not a good choice there. This is a...
Yeah, okay. It's only, whatever the war, family issues, it's always starting from that conflict as a result of focus on too much. In the beginning, there's a crack. The crack in the relationship between people, between country, between community, whatever. There's always conflict. Why it happen? Because they focus on the negativity. And always that negativities belong to the other side. And also nobody is perfect. Nowhere is perfect. So there's always something we can improve on our end, country-wise and person-wise. And if we are focused on that, knowing that positivity is to be created. Because negativity is always there, always. But positivity, I believe we have to create. We have to find proactively because nothing is there unless we trying to see. So but to me, the real problem is that people are more following that human instinct too much. Even 2024, not many people still not aware, in my view. The news, everything's focused on negative news. I was wondering why people not picking up the positive side, news and the personal lives and everything. Then I think can be gradually shifting to the more better world. Do you follow?
So if you had all the power in the world, how could you make that happen? How could you make everyone choose positivity over negativity?
I want to be like Oprah when I set up the TV company, broadcasting company. And my news is not like that. Not really talking, 1,000 people die in Gaza. Not that. I'm more like looking for something small, even small positive things in Gaza, whatever. I pick up only that. And then trying to shift the people's attention to positivity.
I think that's part of it's almost like mindfulness, right? Where you stop and look, you think about those things, good things that have happened to you today. So, for example, if you live in London or a major city, the fact that you managed to get a seat on the train and didn't have to stand all the way, that's a positive outcome, right?
Yeah.
And the more you think about those little positive things that have happened in your life, the less the negativity takes over you, because you're always stacking those positive outcomes.
Yeah. The positivity is like, to me, seeds of the trees. And we have to find it, we have to nurture. But the negativity, we don't need to nurture, it's always there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And by giving more attention to the negatives, you're feeding it, right? You're watering it, you're feeding it, when you should be feeding the positivity instead.
Yes, exactly. That's what I believe in. I always believe in feeding positivity. That's hard work.
It's hard.
Hard work than dealing with the negativity. We don't, because we have to, against with our human nature. Human nature is complaining or suffering. There's a millions of ways to complain about. People are complaining, rainy days. But there are other great things in England. So I'm very surprised. And so
I suppose part of it is also the natural, because within us we have our kind of primitive system, right, which is there to protect us. So it's always looking out for the problems and therefore trying to protect you. And in the process, it's kind of amplifying the negativity.
Exactly. But then if it's too much, it's destroying our happiness, our life together. So so you're right. Mindfulness, trying to appreciate here and now, not to dismiss and the tiny piece of the happiness, because this little happiness has to be grown up. And we are the one creator. So then, if I have £1 billion, I'm going to set up the big TV programs, the channels. I focus on only positive programs.
The Positivity Network, or whatever it's going to be.
Yes,
perfect. Do you have a question, Naki, for my next guest?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Please. I wonder if the person, I don't know even gender, think about how people can be happy by using gender, sexuality. How does he or she think of this cultural trend that things going to genderless, everything's equal? How possible is to set up the happiness by eliminating individuality?
Okay, so how is it possible to be happy when you've eliminated individuality?
Yeah, I think I just a little bit not even concerning. I just noticed that people seems like dismissive in general. It's funny that on the other hand, I see that individualism everywhere, social media, everybody talk about their own idea. I am Aki and Sanjay, whatever they talk about. But then deep down, I feel like the all individuality is almost dismissed under the name of big category, especially gender issues. I'm very confused. Man and women are regarded as equal. It's getting more prevail as time gone by since feminists came along.
But are men and women able to do the same thing? So aren't they ready? I mean, isn't equality a good thing to have between men and women?
Yeah, but I don't agree with it. I think happiness should be based on the yin and yang, like a Chinese theory, black and white, man and women.
So in yin and yang, the shapes are the same sort of size. The colors are just different, right? There's a difference, but it's the same, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but shape is also not the same. Not like a heart mark. It's just like this way, It's like respecting the difference and then have the partnerships. But
celebrating differences, maybe.
Yes, celebrating differences. So I wonder what the person think of this cultural trend, because it seems like women not allowed to be woman. Like my project, I wonder if it's regarded as controversial because against with trend in some way.
Okay. So to maintain femininity whilst also living in a world where you have equality, is that kind of what your ultimate goal is? Okay.
Yeah. So my question is, no, I want to maintain, how possible to be positive by eliminating difference.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, it's really bad. That's why I said I can't speak English.
you speak English very well, Aki, and it's a difficult concept, if you like, that you're trying to put across. So everyone,
yes, I have a big thought. Sometimes,
you got a big thought.
Yes,
that's what it is.
It's myself in a big thought.
It's a big thought. So we're coming to the end of our time now, and it's been a really, really enjoyable conversation, Aki.
Me too. Time goes too fast.
It's gone very fast indeed. If people want to find out more about you, get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Yes, I set up my social media account for my project, and I'm promoting miscegenation. So it's Instagram is best. So the address is Aki, AKI _ Sawada, my surname, SAWADA _ London. That's the name of the Instagram. So you can find me on Facebook too. Again, Aki Sawada, my name.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Thank you. So thank you very much for this conversation. Like I said, it's been a really interesting, fascinating conversation. And thank you for sharing also your story of your parentage.
Yeah, this is my very first public talk, proper talk. I did talk like 5 minutes and 10 minutes, but not this level. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I'm sorry that I'm not good at speaking this because it's first time. So next time, I hope I can talk more better.
It's been brilliant, Aki. Don't beat yourself up over it. You've been a wonderful guest to have.
I need to practice more.
To find your success, contact me at info@successmatterscoaching.com. That's info@successmatterscoaching.com.